Welcome to English Through Ideas, where we learn English through powerful ideas. Today, we're taking 30 years of high-level business knowledge and translating it right into everyday, actionable personal growth. We're looking at the ideas of Simon Squibb, an entrepreneur who has built 19 companies. But this explainer isn't just about how to start a company. It's really about how you approach your daily life, how you build your relationships, and how you can design a future that genuinely excites you.
Okay, let's dive into this roadmap. We'll be exploring 5 core themes today. First, starting with your purpose. Second, how to embrace losing. Third, the power of connection. Fourth, giving value before taking. And finally, the secret to mentors. Let's jump right in.
Pillar number 1. Start with your purpose.
If you want to find that purpose, honestly, forget about those traditional, boring business plans. They kind of just trap you. A much better tool to use is a mind map. You see, traditional plans are way too rigid and stressful, but a mind map, it's totally free. You literally just put your hobby or your passion right in the center, and you let your ideas grow naturally in all sorts of different directions. It keeps you flexible and deeply connected to the things you actually love.
True growth begins with what you actually love doing. So let's compare these two mindsets. Traditional advice tells you to just go out and find some random gap in the market purely to make a profit. But the growth strategy? It's completely different. You follow your passion. You make your life and your work synchronize perfectly. And here's the best part. When you work for a larger purpose, managing your daily life actually becomes so much easier. You wake up energized simply because you care about what you're doing.
Moving on to pillar number 2, how to embrace losing.
Think about how we grew up. Society and, well, our schools often teach us the exact wrong lessons about failing. We're conditioned to be terrified of making mistakes. School thinking tells you that success means always getting an A and that failure is terrible. You're taught you always have to look smart. But real growth thinking flips that completely. Success means learning. You have to embrace getting a D sometimes. Taking risks and failing is actually the secret formula for hacking luck in the real world. The more you risk and fail, the luckier you'll eventually get. And this brilliantly illustrates our point. Learn to enjoy looking like a loser. Let people underestimate you. Think about that. When you drop your short-term ego, when you just stop caring about looking perfect to everyone else, you gain the ultimate freedom. You can experiment, you can mess up, and you can truly grow without carrying that heavy pressure of what other people think.
That brings us to pillar number 3, the power of connection.
Here's the truth. You cannot reach your highest potential completely alone. Finding the right partners will multiply your success much faster than you could ever imagine. Consider this surprising math metaphor. 1 + 1 = 11. Now, obviously that math doesn't work out on paper. But what it means is that when you find a partner who has the exact opposite skills as you, but the exact same moral code, your combined power is massive. You aren't just adding your skills together, you're multiplying them.
But how do you actually grow a team around you? Well, the team growth matrix shows us 2 stages. In the early start, everyone's a generalist. You're all just doing a little bit of everything to survive, right? But for true growth, you have to shift to specialists. You need people who focus deeply on the one specific thing they do best. That's how you build strong, lasting systems.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is these 2 numbers, 7 and 8. In psychology and in business, this represents a very specific type of relationship. It's not a 10 out of 10, but hey, it's not a 2 either.
This is the 7 and 8 rule. And you know what? Almost good enough is incredibly dangerous. If a relationship or an employee is a 7 or an 8 out of 10, they're just okay. But keeping them drains your energy. Because they aren't terrible, you don't let them go. But because they aren't amazing, they stop you from going out and finding the 9s and 10s, those truly amazing connections that will absolutely change your life. Never settle for almost good enough.
Pillar number 4, give value before taking.
This one is all about human psychology, effective communication, and offering real value to others first. The core idea here is delayed gratification. That's the ability to wait for a much bigger, more meaningful reward in the future, instead of demanding a small payout right now. Think about successful brands like early Facebook. For years, they focused only on bringing massive value to their users. They didn't even try to make money at first. They delayed their gratification to build something huge.
When you are offering value, you've got to remember this famous phrase, sell the sizzle, not the steak. Think of Apple. Apple doesn't just sell the boring technical specs of a phone, that's the steak. Instead, they sell the exciting feeling, the creativity, and the identity that the product gives you. That is the sizzle.
When you communicate your ideas, talk about the feeling and the outcome. Don't just list off boring facts.
So I want to ask you this direct question. How do you actually sell your ideas to others? Whether you're pitching a business, trying to land a job, or just trying to convince a friend, there's a real psychology to effective communication. Let's look at the formula.
Here are the 3 steps. Step 1, do they actually need you? Step 2, do you genuinely like them? And step 3, then and only then, make the deal. This is absolutely crucial, because if you skip those first 2 steps, you're going to end up working with people who just don't care about your ideas, or worse, people who make you miserable. Always ensure there's a real need and a real connection first.
Finally, pillar number 5, the secret to mentors.
Look, asking for help is a massive part of personal growth, but most people do it completely wrong. Let's look at how to seek help the right way. First rule, never just send a message asking, "Will you be my mentor?" Successful people are busy, and that question brings way too much pressure. Instead, do your homework. Research the person deeply. Ask a very specific question that they can easily answer. And here's a brilliant little trick. Use the word advisor instead of mentor. It just sounds more professional and creates so much less pressure. Giving people a clear, structured way to help you pretty much guarantees a better response.
So the crucial point is this concept of give without take. If you want someone to help you, you need to bring value to them first. Maybe you share an article they'd like, or you support their work online. True mentorship isn't a one-way street. It's a relationship built on mutual respect. You have to add value to their life, too.
As we wrap up today, I want to leave you with this final, powerful thought to take away. Are you building a life and a purpose that you never want to sell? Focus on doing what you love, connect with the right people, and just enjoy the journey of growing every single day. Thank you for learning with English through ideas. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more ideas, more English, and more growth.